the most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed, laser scan tracks, fully dynamic, real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
And welcome back in trackside once again, race fans, here to the Turn 3 Racing Network, back in action once again for your Monday night thrills, the red light racing Monday night Scrambler series, brought to you by Checkered Flag Auto Supply in partnership with PremierRacingSetups.com, the Shiny Things podcast, Kinelytics coming on this season as well. How you doing? How you feeling out there in TV land, race fans? Glad you could all join us here tonight, as always, bringing you all the calls from trackside. 100 laps around this bit of a wide open speedway here. We're gonna see if we can get a repeat winner for the first time, or if we see yet another fresh face into victory lane to bring us to 4 different winners this season. Speaking of this season, before we do head trackside, let's get a little bit of those unofficial standings coming into tonight's race, or I should say official standings. There you can see all three previous race winners atop of those championship standings. Tight little points battle right there around that 7th through 9th position. How about Tim Combs rounding out your top 10? Troutman and Potter right on his heels. Blasco right there, newcomer rookie, doing well through the first 3 weeks. We'll see how he goes here tonight from Texas Motor Speedway. And speaking of Texas Motor Speedway, what do you say we jump a little closer? Field of over 25 trucks gonna roar to life here in just a handful of moments. If you ain't ready to go, go grab your popcorn, go grab your drinks. Roger, you may have to go put Marky to bed. You gotta go do that. Come back. These guys are gonna be ready to kick up some dust here. 100 laps here tonight from Texas Motor Speedway as we get the word from above. There they go. We begin to roll off of pit road, starting inside row number 1. Walking away with your PremierRacingSetup.com pole award behind the wheel of that 86 fast as always, James Skelton. Justin Gann, swift again, starting outside pole position. Singleton McMillan Jr. making his appearance on scene for the first time here tonight with the Monday Night Scrambler Series. Watch out for that 75. Chris Hammett going to start inside row number 8 with Trent Potter to his outside. JC3 and Joshua Buckley round out your top 10 large field. So we're going to skip around just a little bit. Terry Alt right there in the 14th position. Tim Combs 10th in the point standings, going to start from 17th. Ethan Troutman behind the wheel of that 62 machine will start 20th. Cole Day, a long way to go for Cole Day, but a long night ahead of a lot of these drivers. Higgins boys going to round out the outside row, the final 2 slots on that outside row. Wells going to start from deep in the field as well. We're at a 4 for the first time, and here we go. Green flag flies for the first time. We're live at Texas. From the backyard, golfing with Mark. Man, I don't know what better place to be than right here at Texas Motor Speedway. Getting a little golf. I can see the stress relief in that. Drivers are going to try to... Whoa! It's going to add a little bit of stress to the night. Not going to be any relief for that 49 after contact with the outside wall early here. Lap number 1, James Skelton going to give up that top spot to Justin Gann, the 15 machine. Listed as the 75, but we know John McMillan Jr. from a couple other spots, and we got trouble early. Trouble on the track. Looks like trouble for the 27. Caution flag flies on lap number 2. Let's go back. Let's check the replay. There's a 27, little bit of a touch of the grass with the left side tires. Got him a little bit out of shape. He's going to landscape a little bit more. There's the contact between the 3 and the 40. Just outside of the frame, had the 40 sideways. Higgins somehow hung on to it. I don't know how he hung on to that. He was sideways. Crazy. Early saves here tonight under the lights at Texas Motor Speedway. It's not a short track Monday night, but man, drivers all over each other. 30 truck field. There's going to be a lot of excitement, a lot going on all throughout tonight's race. I can assure you that. And another thing, we got to think of a third of the way already through the regular season. 10-week regular season, 3 weeks behind us already. Drivers going to have to start eyeballing, I don't want to necessarily say points racing this early, but you're going to have to start looking at those more consistent finishes. You may not be able to start throwing things at the fence unless you find yourself on the outside looking in at about those final 2 weeks. Then it's Hail Marys everywhere you go, everywhere you look. You hope you got Patrick Mahomes throwing them to you, but You know how that is. And Roger, if you're still out there watching, we got some great races coming up here with the Checkered Flag Auto Supply Red Light Racing Monday Night Scrambler Series here in the next handful of weeks. I know the viewers have been wanting to see you back behind the mic, back in the booth. We've got to get something penciled in. Give these fans a little bit of something that they want, something that they're used to. Bring back youth in the booth. We'll rock it out one time here for the Monday Night Scrambler Series. Season number 20. How can you say no, man? You've been behind the mic for about, 18 of the seasons? I've been privileged enough with season number 19, season number 20, both iconic, historic seasons. I can't think of a better way but to do it with you. Yes. If you haven't been on iRacing in a while, the update is crucial. It's crucial. Anyhow, caution number 1 going to come out. Contact landscaping involved. A few drivers with a few little mix-up mishaps, but nobody worse for the wear. Everybody going to continue on with minimal to no damage. Some drivers in the back electing to come down pit road, put themselves on a little bit different of a fuel strategy early here from Texas, so never too early to start thinking outside of the box. See if it pans out, pays off for these drivers as we work our way. Attitude back down the backstretch. Pace truck lights are out. Justin Gann, control truck. James Skelton going to start to his outside. Blasco and McMillan back in row 2. Single and Hammond in row 3 with Cochran and Benedict back in row 4. Putter and Buckley will round out your top 10 for this latest restart. Great qualifying effort out of that number 11. He has dropped 2 spots since the start of tonight's race, so let's see if that Cartoon Network Jetsons machine can jet off and set sail here on this, our first restart of the night. Back to the Geico restart zone. All the gas, away we go. Green flag flies. Once again, we're racing at Texas. Gand easily keeps that top spot. Looks like Sean Single going to pick up 1 position on the restart, head to the high side. Side by side, racing back in the pack. Let's take a little look here, right around Zach Mitchell, Joshua Buckley, Max Terriot right here as well. You can see that 42 machine, bottom of the racetrack, tucked in line behind that 13 of Buckley. A lot of side-by-side action early on the run. These are drivers that elected to stay out on the racetrack, so no fresh Goodyear at the front of the field, jockeying for position. Sean Single gets rooted out the way. Back in line once again, now just to his outside. I believe that's going to be the 92 of Jerry Cochran Jr. or Jerry Cochran III. I do apologize. JC3 stuck on the high side. Front of the field looks like they're content to start to begin to get single file, try to log a handful of laps if they can. There you can see that number 9 Reese's machine of Adam Matz looking for a place to slot in, but nobody gonna let him in line. Looks like the merging lane on I-10 at 4 p.m. You're going to have to force your way down there if you're going to want in. The 6 of Chris Hammett working his way up through the field. Halfway down the back stretch, coming to lap 10, will drop. Add timing and scoring over to the left-hand side of your screen. Let you find and follow along with your favorite driver. Well, You know, I'm not one to start trouble, start drama. Let's just say I'm sure they've had a handful of talks. And we're going to leave it at that, moving on. 10 laps behind us, one caution so far here tonight. Sean Single looking to the inside of the 15 machine. He's listed as the 75 on the timing and scoring. That is newcomer. Debut race here tonight. That's why he's highlighted in that red. John McMillan Jr. Look at big wiggle. McMillan, top of the racetrack. He's going to give up 1, 2, make that 3 spots now. Looking to slot in front. The 6 of Hammett. Not going to be enough room. He's going to get hung out on the high side for the moment as Hammett drops back to the bottom. A lot going on right around that top 5 position. Connor Belasco, Jerry Cochran III, Chris Hammond, John McMillan Jr., Adam Matz, all right here knotted up with each other, not too far behind them. Potter, Mitchell, Terry, all right there. Close battles back outside of the top 15. Let's take a look here. Excuse us. Luke Allen right there. Eric Stout, Jeffrey Souza. How about the great run so far here this season for Jeffrey Souza? Inside of your top 10 coming into tonight's race in the points standings. 17 points back. Solid finishes so far here this season for Souza. How about the Turbo Dork right behind him, Ryan Aldani? Stagnant a little bit. I don't want to say sterile, because that we're going to get into all types of stuff if we use that, but just get anywhere so far here tonight in the 14 laps that we've been racing. Started in the 18th position, remains in the 18th position with the 27 of Logan Fiedler right behind him. Fiedler, one of the drivers that's fighting for that Rookie of the Year championship trophy. So week in, week out, it's not just about getting to the postseason. It's also about maybe trying to pick up some personal accolades along the way. A handful of drivers up for that Rookie of the Year championship will narrow down that field right around the halfway point of the regular season. We'll give you some more of those updates in the coming few weeks. Meanwhile, jumping around the track just a little bit, let's take a look at that. Number 11 of Sean Single still looking clean, trying to run down the bush. 95, and that would be... that's gotta be Connor Belasco. How about the run by Belasco, man? Started inside of the top 5 from that 5th position, but now up 2 spots into 3rd. Early run here. Still a long way to go. Just around the corner from a quarter of the way through tonight's race, but up into a podium position, he can kind of, if he can maintain pace here, this is just the type of run, just the type of night that can build that momentum as we move forward and we start looking at the rest of the season. Out front, but not able to break away. Race leader going to lead him off of turn number 2 and back down the backstretch, heading into turn number 3. We roll everybody chasing after Justin Gann. Once again, leading the field. He's led a handful of laps so far this season, but has not been able to seal the deal. We'll see if tonight is the night that he can get it all said and done. little bit of up-close sights and sounds as we inch over a quarter of the way through tonight's race. Justin Gann started outside pole position, took the race lead early on lap number 1, and has not looked back yet. Gonna jump around the field just a little bit, once again trying to bring you some more of the action, some more of the battles all over the racetrack, just a little bit back behind your race leader. Sean Single still hunting that 95 of Connor Blasco. That's going to be a spot on the podium up for grabs. Right behind him, the 92 of Jerry Cochran III, John McMillan Jr., Trent Potter, Chris Hammond, all battling for position outside of your top 15. We're going to join this battle now as Bill Benedict looks to run down Joshua Buckley, who's dropped a little bit here. Buckley was inside of your top 10, now sitting in the 17th position. So a little bit of trouble on the long side of the run here tonight, as Tim Combs and Jason Wells right behind Bill Benedict. And an interesting note here coming into tonight's race. We only had 2 drivers, Jerry Cochran III and Chris Hammond, that were able to walk away with top 5s in our first 2 weeks of racing. Jerry Cochran III unable to make that top 5 last week. Chris Hammond unable to make that top 5 last week. Latest stat now, we've only got 2 drivers able to slot 3 top 10 finishes. Tim Combs and the man sitting in 8th, Chris Hammond, previous race winner, opened up season number 20 right where he left off in season number 19 in victory lane. So if there was a measuring stick, it may be that one time Burger Bar number 6 of Chris Hammond. Looks like we've got a green flag. Pit stops underway. The 27 going to bring his machine to pit road. The first Toyota Tundra to hit pit road. So just an interesting little fact. Only 2 drivers again able to finish all 3 races so far this season with a top 10 finish. Chris Hammond and Tim Combs. Right now, only one of those drivers remains inside the top 10. Looks like more drivers the pit road. The 12 of Eric Stout going to pull to pit lane. And it's... These are drivers that did not elect to come to pit road under our first and only caution of the night. They elected to stay out on the racetrack, and now Tim Combs, first driver in line on that alternate strategy, as it's a mass exodus to pit road this time around. Race leader gives up that top spot. A handful gonna follow suit as your top 12 remain on the racetrack. James Skelton going to claim the top spot. So for the first time here tonight, James Skelton, your Premier Racing Setup.com Pole Award winner, will be officially scored with a lap led. Trent Potter, Max Terriot going to pull to pit road as Tim Combs, Ethan Troutman, Jason Wells going to like to stay out on the racetrack. And this is a group that stayed out, or I apologize, this is a group that came down pit road under our first caution. So they're going to be able to stretch this a little bit further. See how much further they were able to stretch it and just how much it benefits them. Not going to stretch it very long. And Wells almost has a huge moment. My goodness. That's going to leave 4 drivers left to make their green flag pit stop. Ethan Troutman Canal and Cold Day and Brandon Beatty left out on the racetrack, still running away. Their first green flag pit stop here tonight, so this will be our fourth different race leader, as there's Justin Gann going around, putting himself back onto the lead lap. Looks like Troutman and Allen to pit road. Cold Day will follow suit, but Brandon Feeney says, nope, give me another lap. And with the trucks here in Texas tonight, it's going to be the last time these drivers are in a truck until we hit a short track, 5 Flag Speedway. And coming at you in about 2 to 3 weeks, Brandon Feeney to pit road. This will be the man that looks to inherit the race lead. And man, what a lead he will have. My goodness. And nothing really special about the pit stop here at Justin Gann or the pit crew. Looks like pit road Delta 4190. A handful of drivers were faster than Gann. The pit crew 1478 for 4 tires and fuel. Sean Single, a faster pit stop 14.3. But the race lead that Justin Gann has been able to open up. My goodness. He was right there. They were right within 0.2 of a second of the race leader's bumper before we started the round of green flag pit stops. Down that New South, Grayson Jade Photography, number 30 machine out front over a 1.5 second advantage, with the battle back in the second and third. There you can see your pole sitter James Skelton trying to reclaim a spot at the top, looking to work his way around Sean Single, take that second spot away. Zach Mitchell with a good run so far here tonight. Let's go check out that Rich DPC number 8 machine. Mitchell up 11 positions from where he qualified. So a great run. It's a great run up through the field early here tonight. You can see Chris Hammett, he's kind of been stagnant as well. Hammett just sitting right around that 6th, 7th position. So far here tonight. 95 of Blasco, going to give up a little bit of ground on that pit road exchange. He's going to cycle out right there in that 5th position, right where he qualified. So a good effort, good run so far here. Looking to put that Ford F-150 on the bottom of the racetrack. Looking to make the pass now on Mitchell. Side by side through 3 and 4. Advantage on the bottom for Blasco. Battles inside of your top 5. Battles just outside of your top 10. Let's go take a look at Mad Max Terrion. Last week's race winner on the short track Bristol Motor Speedway. He claimed the crown at the last great Coliseum. Can he do it down here tonight from Texas Motor Speedway? He's got Eric Stout and Logan Fiedler just in front of him. Adam Matz just in the 4th round, rounding out your top 10. Tight little battle behind these drivers. Let's take a look here with Devin Visnall in that Venom Fighting Wear sponsored number 7 machine. We can always find Devin out there on the track. All we gotta do is look for the snakehead. And we're not gonna do it to you because we're not gonna do it to you on air, but for any of the drivers, any of the crew chiefs watching that have access to the Discord, I'm gonna put something in there for you guys to take a look at, and you might understand why I like this car so much. Week in, week out, Devin, get some time. Just saying. Y'all can figure it out. Back behind your top 20, let's take a look here. The Alienware number 64 machine of Jason Wells trying to run down Ryan Aldani, but he's got to do away with Ethan Troutman and Michael Trevarthen. There you can see Trevarthen struggling a little bit here, moving backwards down 2 positions from where he qualified here tonight. So Trevarthen the truck just hasn't really seemed to be hooked up on the track here tonight, just struggling. Battles raging on at the front of the field. What do you say we head back inside of your top 10? Take a little look back off of the tail end of this number 8 machine. Well, no, we're going to take a look inside the office. There you go. Why don't we take a look at the man behind the wheel putting in the work? Zach Mitchell down into, I believe he's going to be into 3 and 4 this time around. Or no, that's going to be 1 and 2 down the back. No, I was right. 3 and 4. You know what? Guys, get me out of it. Thank you. About caught myself looking silly. Luckily, we were able to prove myself right. And we're going to move on from there. Skelton and Single continue to battle over that second and third position. They've got themselves about a 2.5 advantage over this deep battle for the final few positions inside your top 5. For the moment, Connor Blasco leads Zach Mitchell. Chris Hammond holding down the fort. In that 6th position, a newcomer John McMillan Jr. Right behind them, Trent Potter. Great solid night here tonight for Potter as well. Jerry Cochran III. Back in 9th, and Adam Matson rounds out your top 10. So we want to keep in mind the drivers at the front of the field here were able to stretch that opening run until right around lap 27. The lap 28 is when the majority of those drivers came to pit road. They are not going to be able to duplicate that length. There were those caution flags. There was that one caution flag able to save fuel, stretch the fuel mileage just a little bit on that opening stint. Look for these guys to beat a pit road rather quickly here. I would expect to see them on to pit road somewhere around lap 50, lap 52. I think that's when we're going to start to see these drivers begin to trickle back down pit road, and that will be about a 20... It's going to be about a 23, 24 lap run, I do believe. I think we're pretty safe on that one. We'll find out. Not much to talk about at the front of the field. Justin Gant continued to lead by now just a 1 second margin. James Skelton able to work his way up and around Sean Single into that 2nd spot. Single still holding strong, able to work a gap, even though they were battling, able to work a gap back to the big battle behind him. Connor Blasco, Zach Mitchell, Chris Hammond is right there. The 75, the 18, don't count them out of the mix just yet. Max Theriault starting to work his way up through the field. Theriault gaining some ground here. One of the faster drivers of the past 5 laps, so Theriault making some headway. Top 3 all have about a 1 second gap between them. Some spacing starting to develop at the front of the field. Battle for now right here. 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th. Mitchell, Hammond, McMillan all going at it. There you can see Chris Hammond hanging out on the high side. McMillan to the bottom. Not going to clear him. Not going to work out. He's going to close the door on the 18th. Man. Right at the halfway point of tonight's race, we do want to take a moment. You can see it up on the scoring charts. You can see it on our timing and scoring all night long. We do want all of the race fans out there to keep everybody down in the Kern County area of Texas, right in that Guadalupe River region. We've all heard and seen images of some of the catastrophic flash flooding that has taken place over or just before the 4th of July holiday weekend. We want to extend our thoughts, hearts, and prayers out to everybody affected in that area, in that region. As somebody that went through some devastating aftermath and effects from Hurricane Helene, I personally understand how devastating something like this can truly be. So if you're out there listening, you want to do something about it, head on over to your local Red Cross. You can check them out online as well at redcross.com. Anything and everything to help would be greatly appreciated. I am in no way affiliated with any of this. It's just when you see our fellow people in need, how can you not give what you can? So with that being said, once again, we want to recognize everybody in that area. Nobody's forgotten about you. You are in our hearts, thoughts, and prayers, and we're going to wish you the speedy recovery that we know that the Texan mind state will bring. So now on to our mid-race report. 30 drivers started tonight's race. We have still got all 30 on the racetrack. Well, one around and into the inside pit wall. Zach Mitchell going to have some problems on his second round of green flag pit stops. We told you right around lap 50, 52. Well, it was lap 53. Sorry. Anyways, round of green flag pit stops underway, but we have still got all 30 trucks running here tonight. All 30 trucks still have that opportunity. Whoa, Skelton looked quick. Skelton looked quick. Coming to pit road, may pick up a speeding penalty. We'll see if the pit road police pop them on that one. Trent Potter going to extend the run and stay out on the racetrack, assume the race lead here. We'll get to some of the driver highlights and spotlights after the round of green flag pit cycle has completed itself. There you can see Potter going to pull the trigger to head to pit road. Ethan Troutman next in line. What does Troutman do? There goes Gann. Single back on the lead lap now. Troutman going to stay out on the racetrack, and that body armor. Tomato Heads, number 62 machine. 49 of Ken Allen going to stay out on the racetrack, as well as a 38 of Brandon Feeney. Troutman continuing to extend the run. He was last on to pit road at lap 30. Look for him to head to pit road right around lap 59. Lap number 60 is when we should see that 62 to pit road. Ken Allen waving the white flag early. He's going to give up the spots at the front. The 49 heads to pit road. And that's going to do it for the run at the front for the 62 machine. A little bit of trouble getting woed up onto pit road. Troutman going to give up a little bit of time as Feeney heads to pit road as well. That should do it for the green flag pit exchange. Justin Gann will assume that top spot once again. Off of 4 back across the stripe, Gann going to work his way back to the point, continue to pile on in that laps led category here tonight. Sean Single able to reclaim the second position over James Skelton. A little bit of a gap back to Skelton, to be, as a matter of fact, one heck of a pit stop, man. Sean Single's pit crew, give those guys a high five and 5K in their back pocket, man. They're getting it on pit road. So with the pit stops behind us and the green flag pit cycle finishing itself on out, what do you say we get to some driver highlights and spotlights? He started outside pole position here tonight. Running in the top spot at the moment, he is the driver that has led the most laps, looking for that first victory here in the Checkered Flag Auto Supply Red Light Racing Monday Night Scrambler Series. Behind that, Grayson Jade Photography, New South Metals Machine, the 30 of Justin Gann, looking to punch his ticket to the postseason. How about the run by the man right behind him? Sean Single sitting for the moment in second. Will he be able to walk into Martinsville next week with a race win attached to his name? We're going to find out. James Skelton looking for win number 2. Was able to claim that first win 2 weeks ago at Michigan International Speedway. A little bit of a different track, different layout, but can Skelton find a way to get it done? Rookie this season with one heck of a night on his hands here. This could give Blasco the shot he needs in the arm to try to work his way into a truly fighting position for a chance at the postseason. Blasco behind the wheel of that Busch, a light Apple number 95 machine, sitting in fourth for the moment. Qualified fifth in a good run so far here tonight for the band right behind him. There you can see John McMillan Jr. We know the name from Swift Motorsports right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network as well. McMillan Jr., a beast behind the wheel of these trucks. Will it be enough to overcome a little bit of adversity here tonight? Started in the fourth position, has since dropped to fifth. Can McMillan Jr. find a way to the podium? There, your driver highlights and spotlights. We're going to give this man an honorable mention here tonight, Logan Fiedler, with a great run up 16 positions from where he qualified here tonight. So an amazing night. Fiedler all the way outside of your top 20, all the way to knocking on the door for a top 10. Battling for the moment right now with Jeffrey Souza. You can see that Souza Media machine looking to the bottom of the racetrack. The stint analyzer on the side will be putting in some work after 2 rounds of green flag pit stops, but the 4 able to take the position for the moment, move Souza to 11. So that's it. That's going to do it for your driver highlights, spotlights. We worked our way through the field and around the track. What's next? What's up? Let's head to the 64 truck. There you can see the Alienware number 64 machine of Jason Wells. Up 1 position from where he qualified, but really out of contention here tonight. Running way deep in the field. It's sitting in that 25th position. Cold day in the 99. Has been a no day here tonight. He has not shown up at Texas. And just not sure what's going on behind the wheel of that 99 truck, but they just unable to really go anywhere. And you know, maybe I'm a little bit harsh on Cole, don't get me wrong here, but you know, I've turned multiple laps on the track with Cole. a handful of us other Turn 3 guys, and I don't want to say it's disappointing, but Cole just doesn't seem to have the speed here tonight. Just doesn't seem to be the typical Cole day that we're used to seeing out on the racetrack here tonight at Texas Motor Speedway. So we hope everything gets sorted out there for Cole. He can gain some positions by the end of the night, but until then, we're going to head back up to the front of this field. Let's check back in with the battle right here as James Skelton beginning to reel in Sean Single, McMillan Jr. and Connor Blasco right behind them. They have been unrelenting on the fight to figure out fourth. I don't know why you want fourth so bad, but let's jump on board now. Let's ride around the track with that 15 machine of John McMillan Jr. as he looks to take the position away from Blasco. Just one of our mini onboard Ford gyro cams here tonight. We're going to go a little deeper in the field now. Let's take a look. Let's take a ride with the 9 of Adam Matz rounding out the top 10, trying to close in on that 92 machine of Jerry Cochran III. Not able to get any ground off of turn number 4. A little further in the field now. Ryan Aldani, familiar Turbo Geek paint scheme on the hood of that 98 machine. Joshua Buckley. What has happened to Joshua? Started tonight's race. That checkered flag auto supply sponsor number 13 machine had some speed and looked quick. Was inside the top 10 and just has faded as the laps have passed. And with not many more laps, these drivers around this mid-pack to just around that top 20, they better figure out a way to make some passes and work their way up through the field. Tonight could be very detrimental for a handful of drivers in the point standings because we don't necessarily got an easy schedule laid out in front of these guys. We're going to head to Martinsville Speedway next week in the Xfinity cars, followed up by yet another Xfinity race, but it is going to take place on the streets of Chicago. The road course race of the season. The Get Down in Chi-Town. Man, that's going to be one crazy night. We're going to put some betting pools out there. And hopefully these drivers, I think Roger might be able to get in on this one. And hopefully these drivers and fans, hopefully nobody gets mad, but we're going to put it out there. Over or under half of the field doesn't finish the race. I'm going to go with, nah. I think we're going to finish the night with less than half of the field. Hopefully. These checkered flag auto supply Monday night Scrambler series drivers can prove me wrong. Chicago, a very unforgiving street course. Very narrow. It can be a very, very tough track, and especially in those Xfinity rides, I just think it's gonna be one of those days for some of the guys. We're gonna hit 5 flags after the road course, then head out west of Las Vegas Motor Speedway, followed up by Talladega, and finishing off your 10-week regular season with the Granny Hips Walkers and Canes 150 at Stafford Motor Speedway behind the wheel of the truck once again. Some exciting races coming up, and a little bit of an unknown. Chicago booming. Just 2 weeks away, man. These guys, they better get some. It's gonna sound funny to say they better get some sim time, but they better get some sim time. I don't think you're just going to show up at Chicago and just be fine. Not if you're racing. You might be able to find a way around there to do it just casually driving, but Chicago, very unforgiving, very tough track. Drivers at the front head to pit road for what should be their final stop of the night. Sean Single going to lead John McMillan Jr., Trent Potter, Logan Findler, as well as Tim Combs, all going to head to pit road. Again, with a 1.1 second advantage over James Skelton, who's got over a 3.5 second back. The man sitting in third on screen. Connor Blasco, will he head to pit road? Follow race leaders. Yes, he does. Chris Hammond going to head to pit road as Max Theriault going to stay out on the racetrack. And a very quiet night here tonight as well for Max. Just hasn't really done much. I believe this is going to be the second time we've seen that 42 at the front of the field, but both times have been during green flag pit cycles, and quickly going to get that lap led, head to pit road. Matt's behind him, going to join him and look for Troutman to run it along once again. Yes, he is. There goes that Rheem body armor tomato heads. Number 62 machine of Ethan Troutman. He's going to stay out on the racetrack, and at this point in time, you're married to the strategy, you're married to the game, hoping for a late race caution to try to catch some of these faster guys back down a lap. But the unfortunate thing right here, right now, for Ethan Troutman is the man running in the fourth position. He's got 4 fresh tires. He can run it to the end, and if a caution comes out, he's going to be right on your tail once again. Justin Gann able to keep himself on the lead lap this time. Going to sit in fourth in only about 2 seconds. And there's the caution. Oh my. Caution flag will fly. Oh my goodness. Looks like Ryan Aldani may be involved in this one. Joshua Buckley also going to pick up a little bit of the action. There you can see the contact with Buckley. Let's go back. Let's take a look here. Let's try to see. Can we go back, guys? We're going to try to get there one more time. Let's go back up here. Let's check out, see what happened. There it is, contact. The two of Michael Trevarthen going to catch the right side just a little bit. And Buckley going to pancake that outside wall. Ryan Aldani nowhere to go. He's going to pile in. And that very well may put an end to the run here tonight for Joshua Buckley. Had a great start to tonight's race. A little bit of trouble towards the mid portion. And problems are just going to compound themselves. Driver's going to head to pit road. Who will stay out? Who will come get those tires? We're going to set the field when we get back. Brief commercial break coming to you around the corner. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back. And back as promised, not missing any of the green flag action. Pace truck, lights are off. Justin Gannon, Sean Single will lead us back to the green flag. John McMillan Jr., James Skelton back in row number 2. Connor Blasco and Max Theriault back in row number 3. And what happened to Ethan Troutman after the pit stop? Gonna fall back to that 10th position, but still an overall gain here tonight for Troutman, up 10 positions. So we'll see how the rest of this race transpires. We're gonna have 17 to go when we drop the green flag. It's time to rumble. It's time to go. Into the restart zone on the loud pedal, and away we go. A little bit of left front damage on that 30 truck. You can see a little bit of damage over that left front corner. Look to have a little bit of damage in front of that left front tire. We're going to see if that's going to come into factor, come into play here as John McMillan Jr. quickly on the gas into second. Going to take the position away from Single, who now fights to keep third. For the first time here tonight, familiar faces battling each other. These two drivers have multiple laps amongst themselves, battling for position, and they are going to treat us once again to yet another battle here tonight. The Checkered Flag Auto Supply Monday Night Scrambler Series, brought to you by Red Light Racing. A little bit of tongue tie. Sorry. Gann able to fend off the Hungry Wolves for the moment. Skelton going to slide in third with Single dropping back to fourth. Theriault, he's up into the mix now with 15 to go. We'll drop in time in scoring once again. Over there to your left-hand side of the screen, your top 20 still on the lead lap. Cole Day listed as the first driver, 1 lap down. Not anymore. Give Cole Day the lucky dog. We've got problems in the back. The 8 Rich DPC machine of Zach Mitchell gonna have some problems. Let's go to the turn 3 drone for this latest incident. There you see back of the truck, big wiggle. Oh, and the 2 of Trevarthen gonna finish it off. Hard impact for that 8. Not sure he's gonna be able to get that thing back in the field here tonight. So quick caution after the restart. Caution number 3 here tonight from Texas Motor Speedway. Justin Gann has got to do it again. You know what? We're going to try something here. And I'm not sure it's going to work, but we're going to try it anyway. You know why? Because why not? We'll give him a minute. He is on to pit road. Handful of drivers elected to come to pit road. Interesting split here. Gann giving up that top spot. Max Theriault stays out on the racetrack. Ken Allen, Ethan Troutman, Jerry Cochran the third. Adam Matz, Devin Visnall, Luke Allen, all going to stay out on the racetrack. Flipping the running order. 13 laps to go. 6 to 10 lap fresher tires. Is it enough? Will we see a long green flag run? Will we see it stay clean and green to the end of tonight's race? Will it stay green long enough for those fresh tires to come into factor? Or has Those drivers that elected to come to pit road from 8th on back, have they sealed their fate by coming to pit road this late in the game? You come to pit road, drivers are going to stay out. You stay out, drivers are going to come to pit road. It happens from time to time like that. Just like that. We're ready to get back underway. We'll see if we can't talk to... We were going to try to get to Justin Gann under the caution, but we're going to let this thing play off. We don't want to disrupt any of the concentration. And we are 4 wide. It's the 4 wide salute. We're not at Eldora, but these boys like to party. 3-4 wide on the formation lap. Drivers are going to get it sorted out. We're going to keep that timing scoring up to the left-hand side of your screen. We're going to have 11 laps to go here tonight. Just over 15 miles of green flag action remade here tonight from Texas Motor Speedway. Thank you for joining us once again. From myself and everybody else back at the Turn 3 headquarters. If you haven't already, be sure to give these drivers a thumbs up. Let them know you enjoy all the racing action, not just here tonight, but each and every Monday night that these drivers hit the track. Don't leave them high and dry. Remember to hit that like. Gotta do it again. Here we go. Restart zone. We roll all the gas and green flag flies once again from Texas Motor Speedway. We are back racing. Max Terriot yards him. Sheesh. He gone. Field better hope for a caution to run down Terriot now. He was shot out of a cannon. On that latest restart, a lot of movement, a lot of jockeying for positions back through the field. You can see that 86 machine of James Skelton working his way around, gets single file, bottom of the racetrack. High side for the moment, the 49, I believe that's going to be the 92. Also up there at the top of the racetrack, 10 to go, that time by. Ken Allen holding strong on the high side. The 49 machine sitting in that third position. Adam Matz looking to his inside. Troutman and Allen last to pit road on lap number 81. So 6 lap older tires than Justin Gann. You can see the purple people leader in the background sitting in 6th. Looking for more, diving down on the bottom of the racetrack. Holy. We're going to keep it right here. We're going to keep it clued in. Justin Gann, man, nailed it deep into the corner. It stuck, and that's what 4 fresh good years will do to you. Justin Gann working that inside lane now, looking to work his way by the 60 of Luke Allen into 5th. McMillan Jr. with a little bit of a bump into the corner. That's going to send Gann to the high side. Looking on the bottom now is the 15. Not going to work for him this time. Move by Allen to the bottom. McMillan covers him off. Justin Gann going to cover him off as well. Ethan Troutman at the point looking for more. Here goes the 62 across the line. New race leader with 7 to go. It's a big battle at the front. Look at that. Kinalytics number 49. If Ken can get this done, I'm sure he didn't have himself penciled in to this week's Kinalytics that came out just before tonight's race. There goes Justin Gann, bottom of the racetrack. Contact with the 49. He's going to move up the racetrack. More contact and get it. Going to go around. Contact with Blasco. Fourth caution of the night going to come with just 6 to go. Let's take one more look at it here, high above the racetrack. There's the contact between the 30 and the 49. More contact. The 15 and the 9 going to get together. The 60s pushing the 86. There's the hit that ended it for the 49. The 62 going to come in. catch a piece of the action. The 95 going to come in, also be collected in our latest caution of the night. And coming to the end of the race, it's all take, no give. You cannot give your fellow competitors an inch, a millimeter. And just some hard-nosed racing action coming to the end of tonight's race. Going to produce our fourth caution of the night. Put us back behind the iRacing pace car once again. We should see this go back with at least 2 laps to go. It will be an unofficial attempt at a green-white checkered finish. So here's the question. What do you do if you're Ethan Troutman? Do you line up on the inside row for this latest restart to have Justin Gant starting behind you? Those 4 fresh tires, you know he's going to be aggressive. He is looking for that first win. He's led the most laps here tonight. Late race caution kind of caught him off, so he may be a little hot under the helmet. Do you take that chance and put him behind you on the restart to where he might have that opportunity to send you sailing down into turn number 1? Or do you maybe pick the high side here? Do you maybe put Terry Alt? Do you put Max down there to be a buffer? Right? You're the control car, so Troutman, he's no stranger to the front of the field. He got it done last season. I believe it was 4 race wins on the season last year. Came up short in that championship run, but had the most wins on the season. So he's no slouch. He's no stranger to the front. He's no stranger to this type of scenario. Will Troutman be able to get it done? And he's going to clear the air very quickly here. He's going to pick that bottom, that inside lane. He's got the advantage. He's going to have to try to get away. Hopefully, Terry Alt can get in between himself and that 30, maybe create that buffer zone that Troutman needs. But now with just 3 to go, when we drop the green flag, man, if you're inside the top 10, I think you might have a shot. I'm just saying. How about the run by Luke Allen? That Goldfish number 60 machine going to restart inside of your top 10. 4th car, inside row, in the 7th position, up 16 spots from where he qualified. What a run here tonight, as well as your front row, up 19 and 12 positions, respectively. Adamats up 10 positions. Whole front of the field flipped on its head. We're in the restart zone. We're back racing here at Texas Motor Speedway. Green flag going to fly with Troutman scooting across the line. Terry Alt going to get covered up by Gann on the inside. It's all about Troutman out of 2. As the field makes it cleanly out of 2. There's the 15 looking to the inside. We're going to go ahead and drop that timing and scoring back to the left-hand side of your screen. We're going to have double deuces. Piece out of 4. There it is. Popsicle sticks on display. Just 2 to go here from Texas. Can Troutman do it, man? Up 19 positions from where he qualified. He's got about 2 miles. He's got to cover up the crossover. Terry Alt going to... he's going to run it deep down in the corner. He's going to take the race lead. Max Terry Alt to the race lead, coming to 1 to go. It's the white flag. It's the Feeney call. 1 to go. Right here from Texas Motor Speedway. Max Terriot back at the point, looking to go back-to-back visits to victory lane. Ethan Troutman looking for win number 1. Terriot covers the bottom. Back into 3 for the final time. Here we go. Off of 4. Does Troutman have enough to get there? Troutman tries, but not gonna have enough at the line. Give the race win back to the man in black. Max Terriot up 13 positions here tonight to walk away with the race win. Oh my goodness. Late race caution producing an amazing finish. Justin Gann with problems ends up deep in the field outside of your top 10. So again, things just not going Gann's way. But here it is, the man of the moment, the man of the hour, the first driver to visit victory lane multiple times here in season number 20. Max Terriot will enjoy a post-race celebration here from Texas. Man, what an end, right? What a way to finish off an amazing night under the lights right here at Texas Motor Speedway. That's going to do it for us. We're going to take this moment, the opportunity to step away from the track, get our last few bills paid, head back trackside for the Shiny Things podcast post-race show. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be back. And back trackside at the conclusion of tonight's race, we're going to jump right into the Shiny Things podcast post-race show. Let's see if we can't have a few words with one of the drivers that finished on the podium here tonight. Let's see if we can't dial up and have a few words from an old friend. Let's see if we can't dial him up behind the wheel of that 15 machine. Back with us on turn 3 once again. John, it's been a minute, but how's it feel to walk away with your first podium on your first night of racing here with the Monday Night Scrambler Series?
It's good to hear from you again, Dave, and it's good to have a top 3 coming back here.
Well, man, been a minute since we seen you, so glad you've reemerged on the scene here on the Monday Night Series. A lot of different machines, a lot of different tracks and combos coming up. How much more can we expect to see out of you and out of this crew? And do you think you may be able to come in here and make a splash as far as the championship is concerned?
Well, we're going to make an effort every week, that's for sure. We're going to definitely do our best and try and at least get top 5s, and if we can, win the race.
Well, man, you came into tonight's race. You had a good night, a little bit of, I don't want to say troubles, but you got behind a little bit when that late caution flag flew, kind of towards the end of that green flag pit cycle. When that caution flew, I believe it was about our third caution of the night. What went through your head, and did you think that you were going to have enough to work your way back up to the front?
I wasn't sure. I knew I had my teammate in front of me there, Justin, so we were able to work together and do what we could there, and just made it work. I didn't know if I was going to have it, but it worked out not too bad.
Well, man, a great debut for you in that 15 crew. We expect to talk to you here in the post-race show throughout the rest of the season. You know, as long as you show up, you're usually one of the fast guys out there on the track, and we're not going to take that away from you. But before we let you go here tonight, would you like to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous?
Yeah, I'll just thank New South Metal, Grace and Jade Photography, Third Wave Media, and Third Wave Motorsports. Thank all the admins here at this league as well. They run a good league. And all my teammates, they help out every night for us to get these great finishes. And thanks to you as well, Dave.
Well, John, again, it's been a pleasure to see you back out there on the track, back on the podium in the post-race show once again. So until we meet again, as always, stay safe and keep it fast.
Thanks, Dave.
All right, there you go. Familiar face on the post-race show here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. John McMillan Jr. shows up at Texas, shows out, and walks away with a podium position. We're going to move right on up in the running order to the man that just about had it done here tonight. Let's take a moment. Let's have a few words with that 62 driver. Ethan, it's Dave. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. How are you?
I can't complain, man. How you feeling after you almost had that win in season 20, but gotta feel good about still walking away second.
Yeah, it's bittersweet being that close and in position. Silver lining is, based on my strategy, I would not have finished second otherwise if it had gone green. So I got a few lucky breaks with those cautions there to put me up in position to, just contend for the win. So, yeah, second kind of sucks, but at the same time, I would have probably ended up in the mid-teens otherwise. So it's looking at the positives of it.
Well, man, we're jumping out of the trucks for the next 2 weeks. We're heading back into the Xfinity rides. 2 very tough tracks coming up, Martinsville, and then for some reason we're going to Chicago. Well, we're not going to get into that part of it, but how comfortable are you feeling about these next 2 weeks?
The last several times we've ran Martinsville, I've done pretty well. It can get physical. It's, bad luck plays a part of it, trying to keep your nose clean. But I'm looking forward to it. And for Chicago street course, I've already put some practice in, trying to get familiar with the layout. How the tires wear. I did an official the other day to practice for that. So still going to put some more practice in, but I'm feeling pretty good about it.
All right, well, there you heard your competition. I hope you watch this back. You better watch out for Ethan when we head to Chicago. I can tell you right now, the only place you're going to have to worry about me is on pit road. I was able to make it off pit road like twice, but we're not going to talk about that. That's just, anyways. Ethan, a heck of a job for you. Almost had that first win this season. We expect to see some more out of you here over the course of the rest of the year. So before we let you go here tonight, would you like to give any shout outs, thank yous, love yous?
Yeah, thanks to you and Turn 3 for putting on the broadcast every week. All the competitors for showing up, having a good time, racing with each other. Of course, shout out to James and Josh for doing a lot of the scheduling and the heavy lifting behind the scenes. Everybody for watching, including Mom. I gave it a shot. It's last 2 times I finished second. It's been Max right in front of me, so I got to figure out how to pass and keep Max behind me.
Bumper. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I have before, so.
Oh, well, there's been a precedent set. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not starting anything, guys. I promise. Anyways, Ethan, a heck of a run for you here tonight. The strategy almost played out your way up 18 spots. Nothing to hang your head about. Walking away second here tonight. An amazing, amazing job. So until next time, my man, stay safe and keep it fast.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, that's going to do it for the man that had finished in second here tonight. Ethan Troutman going to lead a handful of laps at the end of tonight's race, but will fall short and finish in second, and that's going to move us right along in the running order. We're going to talk to our first back-to-back race winner behind the wheel of that 42 machine back in victory lane. Max, gotta feel good about getting that second win. Now you definitely can breathe a little easier as we roll through this 10-week regular season.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I'm probably the first to be surprised to end up in victory lane tonight because I didn't have the speed at all. And just got lucky with the cautions at the end, decided to stay out, and that last caution probably gave me the best shot and had a good battle with Ethan at the end. So of course we take all the wins we can, but definitely not expected with about 20 laps to go, that's for sure.
Now, Max, you mentioned the late race caution, and you elected to stay out there. What went into that strategy call? Did you think maybe just coming down to pit road to get those last set of fresh tires was just going to put you too far behind in the field? What went into that final choice to stay out?
I didn't have the speed compared to the top 5 guys or even top 8 guys, so staying behind them on equal tires, I probably wouldn't have had an advantage either way. So I was hoping that there would be more cars, more trucks staying out on that last pit stop, but we were only about 6 or 7, so just not enough if we went green the whole way, I think, to hold them off. But that last caution really helped.
Yeah, well, sometimes it pays to have a good strategy and pays to have a little bit of fortune and luck fall your way tonight. That is what led you to victory lane. You backed up last week's race win with yet another win here tonight. We're heading to a short track and then a road course route around the corner. Do you think win number 3 might be waiting?
Well, for next week at Martinsville, that's also a tricky track for me. If we go green for a long time and tire wear comes in, maybe that'll help. But let's just hope for clean racing at Martinsville to begin with, and we'll see how it falls at the end of the race. You never know, like tonight and last week, I just took advantage of tires and cautions, so we'll go with that. And then yeah, Chicago, that's another story, so we'll keep it for next week. Yeah.
Well, Max, again, congratulations on being season 20's first 2-time winner. Enjoy this latest race win. Before we let you go, shout outs, thank yous, love yous.
Yeah, as always, my fiance, my friend Max, and my dad. And to you, Dave, and Turn 3 Broadcast for the weekly broadcast on YouTube. Josh, James, and Ethan this year with the admin duties. Thanks to them. And, well, shout out to Ethan on a close second place finish. I thought he got me on that next to last restart. But at that point, I didn't know how much draft was good off 3 and 4. So it worked to the advantage, in my advantage in the end. So, yes, still a strong finish for him. So, yeah, we'll see you guys next week at Martinsville.
Well, great job, great win. Another one in the back pocket. Congratulations, Max. Until we see each other again, stay safe, and as always, keep it fast. All right, there you have it. Final few words from the man that goes to victory lane for the second time this season. Max Theriault going to find a way to make the magic happen here tonight. Gonna walk away with the top spot in the victory. What a night, what a run for us right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. What a show, man. What a way to kick things off under the lights here tonight from Texas Motor Speedway. Started with a bang, ended that way as well. You can't ask for very much more. And producers hitting the buttons in the background, you know the sounds, you know it's time to run down tonight's unofficial race results right here from Texas Motor Speedway. Finishing tonight's race up 13 positions from where he qualified behind the wheel of that 42 machine, Max Theriault back into victory lane. Big pickup on the field here tonight, up 18 spots, but one short. Ethan Troutman will park it in a second. Debut night for the 15 machine of John McMillan Jr., who finishes out your podium drivers. The Goldfish number 60 sponsored machine of Luke Allen going to pick up fourth, with Jeffrey Souza sliding in fifth. Coming home in sixth tonight, the 18 machine up 2 positions from where he qualified. Trent Potter with a good solid night. James Skelton going to fall from the front row. Your PremierRacingSetup.com Pole Award winner will finish in 7th, with Adam Matz right behind him. Tim Combs, Logan Fiedler round out your top 10. Hammett and Visnall, Allen and Gann, Strano going to round out your top 15. 16th here tonight belongs to 2 Cent Single and that 11 machine. Eric Stout back in the 17th position. Michael Trevarthen, late race trouble, will finish in 18. JC3, that 92 machine, he's going to finish in 19th here tonight in the first driver, 1 lap down. By the way, that 64 Alien Whaler, the number 20. Of Jason Wells. The Higgins boys, 21st and 22nd, with Feeney coming home in 23rd. Bruce Potter back in 24th. Ryan Aldani going to finish out the top 25 with Cole Day, Connor Blasco, Bill Benedict, Zach Mitchell, and Joshua Buckley. Finishing the 30 truck field here tonight. That's going to do it for us. We're going to cut off the lights and begin to roll up the cords, get ready to head back east to Martinsville. Some great short track racing coming at you next Monday night. Then to Chicago. It's going to be a barn burner and a blazer for you right there as well. If you haven't already, remember to join us in that push to 4,000 subscribers. Show these drivers some love and drop a thumbs up. Click subscribe. Smash that bell over there on the right-hand side. Get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. From myself, David the Cave, and everybody else back at the headquarters, stay safe, stay in love, my friends, and until next time, we'll meet you in Turn 3.